YouTube? It's SparkNorZ. I know that in like other parts of the world, usually students who are in their first year of college, they're called freshmen. But where I live, they don't call us freshmen. They call us Smurfs. Or at least that's what it would translate to. I think it sort of makes sense, because when you think about it, freshman, that word, it means like a man that's fresh, yeah? And someone who's fresh obviously took a shower or a bath. And showers and baths consist of water, and usually water is portrayed as blue in paintings and in pictures. And what else is blue? Smurfs! Yes, exactly! So it makes sense. And so today I'm gonna be just sort of talking about how my Smurf year is going so far. And it's horrifying. They make us draw lines without a rule. And it's so hard. As I'm drawing the line, I think that it's straight. Once I lift my hand off the paper, I look down and I realize it's not so straight after all. My lines never turn out straight. It's as if they're like in the LGBT community. It's like they're screaming, "Woo, we're never gonna be straight lines! Love wins!" Stupid lines. Ugh. But that's not the worst thing. Now, as you might know, I'm majoring in design, something I'm not so quite talented in.
The last bus is leaving, and you're on the curb.
I sucked in too much air. If you've seen my video in which I showed you like my college bag and all that equipment, well yeah, let me tell you, the lessons that include those equipment, those are the hard lessons. I mean, the professor would be like explaining something, alright? And then this one kid would raise their hand, and then I'd be like, oh, finally someone's gonna like stand up for us and say that we don't understand. But instead, that kid's like, excuse me, professor, but what if the perpendicular, orthographic, elevated, negatively spaced, visually tense, abstract, constant, perpendicular line was actually 6 centimeters instead of 45 degrees? And then the professor would be like, that is a good question. And then they'd all like indulge into this deep, smart discussion about the perpendicular whatever line, and then they'd all have these like knowing smiles on their faces and like eyes shining with understanding and knowledge, and then I'd be the only one sitting in the corner looking like freaking Daffy Duck and wondering, what the hell y'all talking about? The worst part is when you're clumsy and you're working with all this really big equipment, it's really hard to control where things go, and you're putting something and then it sort of accidentally pushes something off the table, and then that thing falls off, and then you bend down to get that thing, and then you sort of like accidentally brush something and then that thing falls too, and then more things start falling off the table, and things fall again and again, and that's when you realize those things, they're not falling because of you. You're not dropping these things. These things are falling on their own, on purpose. That actually happened to me. What? It never happened to you? So yeah, that's how my Smurf year is so far. Actually, a few students came up to me and they were like, hey, we saw your like video about the bag, and a lot of them liked it, so that sort of motivated me to make this video. Actually, why don't we make this a series? Yeah, let's call it The Chronicles of a Design Student. And just before I go, I'd like to give out a few shoutouts. I'd like to give a shout out to Edward Lee. He is like this really straightforward, honest YouTuber who's trying to keep this place a positive place. And another positive channel that I'd like to give a shout out to is Higher State. They're a really motivational, inspirational channel run by 3 motivational, inspirational guys. And the final channel, MattAndGus. This is a motivation. No, they're not actually. No. It's basically a Muppet and his owner, and they do these really short skits. So you should check out these 3 channels. Link in the description below. And thank you so much for watching.